Oh, what is wrong with this football club, man? Big up to everyone. Arsenal talks back. 12th man's back. Do me a favour, please. Try to put me in some form of good mood from this horrific news that we've heard about Madueke to Arsenal. Ugh. Like button, subscribe button, and let's get involved with Match Bingo. Match Bingo, scan the QR code on screen, or if you click on the link in either the description or in the live chat right now, then you can get your cards for this evening. We've got the Women's Euros cards, we've got the Club World Cup that's back, and of course, we'll be looking towards Match Bingo into the new season, pre-season games, etc. We're going to talk about Madueke today. We're going to talk about Ethan Nwaneri. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the players that could be and should be announced. But if I'm honest with you, I don't feel very good about this news. I hoped that it was a nasty rumour. I hoped that Romano and Ornstein had got their wires crossed, and I hoped that this Madueke news would just quietly go away. But it seems as if Madueke is wanted by Arsenal now. I'm not saying that Madueke is wanted as the top signing. He is clearly going to be a backup to Saka. But is that money well spent? Is that money going to be taken away from other areas of the squad? Is that money going to be on top of the players that we need? And I'm talking Gyokeres, Rodrigo, Eze. Or is it going to be instead of? If it is instead of, I tell you what, double whammy. We lose Ethan because of this, and we don't get the players in we want because of this. Sackable offences all round. And yes, I do mean Mikel Arteta. And yes, I do mean Andrea Berta. Just like it would have been Arteta and Edu. Just because I like the appointment of Andrea Berta does not mean that all of a sudden they all get away with murder if things go wrong. For me, this would be a horrific signing. Horrific for Arsenal. Now, normally I do these shows on my own, but you know what? I thought I'd bring somebody on to talk because for me, I need someone with a little bit of a different opinion to me. And Igal and I have been speaking off air about this, and I want to get some information right first about what we know, and then we're going to discuss it. Igal, how are you, mate?
I'm chilling, bro. You know something? Usually we disagree a lot, but I think in this one we're going to agree quite a bit.
Okay.
Because I don't know how far you've gone on this situation, but if the price tag is 50 million, that is an absolute disgrace. You cannot tell me we're going to go to Chelsea and sign Nani Madueke, who has been piss poor for the first 2 years at Chelsea. And last season he had an okay season, but even then he was not nowhere near one of their best wingers, in my opinion. Even though he ended up with the most GA out of majority of their wingers, he's still not better than. For me, he's not better than Saka. He's not better than Martinelli. He's not better than Trossard. And I wouldn't even say he's better than Ethan. I'd put him closer to Reece Nelson at this moment in time. But hey, people are going to start deluding themselves into thinking this is a great signing and that we're going to sign 5 players in the attack. We're not going to sign 5 players in the attack. We're not going to sign 4 players in the attack. We're most likely going to sign 3 attackers. And if Nani Madueke is one of them, who is he replacing? Is he replacing the striker? Is he replacing Rodrigo? Is he replacing Eze? Because in my opinion, Eze is a better player than him. Rodrigo is a much better player than him. And if we don't buy a striker, we're in the same situation as last season. So, hey, if they view him as the most affordable, then you know what the thing is? Just to give the other side of the argument, people are telling me the reason why we're doing this is because we always complain about Saka not having a proper backup. And in that breath, I semi-understand it. But why Nani Madueke? You couldn't go for Bakayoko at PSV. You could have gone for somebody else. They're basically saying he's young. He has an opportunity to improve. But in my opinion, the only way this makes any sense is if he's on very low wages and the deal is extremely cheap. And even then, I'm still like gritting my teeth looking at the potential signing of another Chelsea bum. I view this guy as a bum. I've been speaking about him for the last year and a half. I think he's a hidden hope guy in the final third. He's a player who's extremely frustrating to watch. If he does well, he looks good for one game. If he does poor, he's going to piss you off for the 90 minutes. And if we have to watch this guy play 90 minutes, we're going to be fuming. I think Ethan's better than him on the right wing, but the club have made it clear that they want to use Ethan as a 10 and /8. So yeah, I don't know where you want to go from here, but overall, I think it would be It would make no sense for Arsenal to go spend 50 million, even 40 million on him this window when we need to.
The latest is that Romano has tweeted a few minutes ago that he understands Arsenal is set to send an opening bid for Madueke. After there being an agreement with personal terms, it's told that Madueke's committed a 5-year deal until 2030, and it's already been approved by the players' camp. I'll tell you where I'm at with this. It stinks, bruv. That's where it's at. And I can go on further with this, yeah? People that tell me that this is a signing that's going to be cover for Saka, I would rather keep Ethan as cover for Saka. I'll go one further. If you want to bring a player in because you believe Ethan is more central, cool. Fine by me. We'll come back to Ethan in a minute. Why are we allowing Chelsea to go and get Kudus by giving them 50 million for one of their bums? Just go get Kudus. Kudus to choose Arsenal over Spurs or Chelsea. So why not go and get Kudus, who can play centrally and on the wing? Madueke can play right wing and right wing only. He is not good on the left, as Chelsea fans will tell you. He can't play attacking midfield. So we've spent a lump sum of 40 or 50 million pounds, which is what they want, on a right winger that can only play right wing, and that's only going to play a handful of games, and that's going to piss Ethan Nwaneri off. This is one of the worst bits of business, because Raheem Sterling, I was pissed off about. But I was pissed off because it was a lack of ambition. I understand that we paid a little bit of wages for him, but weren't like we were spending 60 million on Raheem Sterling. This guy is absolutely not worth 50 million pounds. Now, if we're going to try and get it lower than that, good luck, because Chelsea are a nightmare to do deals with. Yeah, they are not going to, in this market, accept much lower than that. So if we're going to be agreeing personal terms, we must really want the player. Now, Chelsea have managed to look at the window and think, right, João Pedro's 60. Okay, we're looking at players like Kudus. We're looking at other players in 60s and 60s and 50s. They're going to go, we know the price. 50 it is, please. Give you 45. All right, cool, 45. Because they know he's not worth 50. I tell you this now. If this prevents us doing other business, Igal, heads will roll. Because I'm talking Berta, Arteta, anybody who looks at the Madueke deal and think is that a good signing? It's just like it was with Edu and Arteta, bro. All of them. This is a disgrace of a signing. Now, look, let me not go too overboard. We go so in Gyokeres on top of this. We get Eze on top of this. We get Rodrigo on top of this. We get Zubimendi and all the other cover players that we need. And we bring in 8 or 9 players. Calm. We got the money. Madueke was just backup for Saka. That's all he was. Cool. But you know Arsenal ain't signing 8 or 9 players, Igal. Yeah? So this, if it is alongside Eze and a striker, I'll be frustrated if this prevents us getting a Rodrigo goosebumps signing. Because I was told goosebumps. And Kepa and Madueke and Norgard, they don't give me goosebumps, bruv. Yeah? So I don't know what your thoughts are of if this signing is going to be on top of or instead of, bro. What are you saying?
I think we need to calm down. Then we can be upset about Madueke. We can be upset about being linked to him and not rate the signing. But let's not now preemptively judge the whole window based on this potential signing. If we were to go get Eze and to go get the striker tomorrow, and then we got Madueke on top, I don't think people would be as upset as the fact that we look like we're going to be spending our money on the side pieces before we're spending it on the main dish. That's why people are mostly getting more and more upset. Now, I fully understand the anger towards the Madueke potential deal and everything else. As you said, if the deal gets cheaper, we'll see. What I'm asking is, what's the price? Because if Chelsea prices out of a move, I'll love it. I'll laugh. I'll be happy. Because if they're valuing him anywhere near Eze's price, forget about it. It's not happening. There's no chance. The player who we watched play for 3 years at Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken, it's been 3 years or 2 years, whatever it's been. The player we've watched at Chelsea, has he raised his value by more than 20 million? Really? Has he raised his value by more than 10 million? Has he even raised his value by that much? Because at the age of 23, he's not really shown too much. The only thing is he's made the England team. So that's probably where they're going to say, hey, he's an England international. He's playing for Chelsea. he maybe raised his value by a little bit, but I don't think he's raised his value by that much to say he's warranted to 50 million. But hey, here's where I'm saying calm down. Berta does this. This is what he does. This is his MO. Have multiple deals ready and to pick one. I don't think we're going to 100% end up with a window where it's Madueke, Sesko, and friggin', I don't know, who, just name somebody else. Like, I don't think it's going to be a situation where we just end up with those two and one more. I think he's really trying to go for Rodrigo. Rodrigo's the number one priority. We're going to probably try to see if we can get that deal done. Eze is separate from the winger position, and we're going to see if we can get that deal done. A little birdie told me that we're going to hear more news on the Eze deal early next week, most likely. As for the striker situation, we heard Gyokeres is on strike, and Leipzig are desperate to sell a player to the point where we're now being linked to, as reported the last 48 hours, we're being linked to Xavi Simons again. So Dan, yes, there will still be jaw-dropping signings coming. And when I say jaw-dropping signings, I mean, I don't think, do you think Eze is a jaw-dropping signing? Do you think Rodrigo's a jaw-dropping signing?
Rodrigo is.
Okay, so Rodrigo is still on the books to come. And Gyokeres, would you say he's a jaw-dropping signing or no?
Yeah, I want Gyokeres and Rodrigo. And I've said to you, yeah, if you tell me that this is a side dish, you tell me that Madueke is a side dish, yeah, this is what the equivalent of it is doing, yeah? This is the equivalent of going, right, we've got the side dishes, we're eating our prawn cocktail, yeah, or whatever your favorite starter is, and then you get to the mains and it's porridge because we spent too much on the starter. That's what I'm getting to, yeah? So I want to make sure this is the best steak I've ever eaten in my mains, yeah? Do not tell me that we're going to be starting with bloody prawn cocktail and having to eat gruel because we can't afford it because the prawn cocktail is too much. Now, I said to God, if this is the case, I'm done. If it's not, and it's like, do you know what? We've got all these players coming in on top of Madueke. Calm. I'm not being excited by it. I'm not getting excited by Madueke. This isn't a goosebumps. This isn't hair on the back of my neck. Kepa, Norgard, and bloody Madueke. We're starting there, are we? Yeah? And I was told, Igal, that on the 1st of July, everything will make sense. Calm down. Well, it's now the 6th and we've still got a backup goalkeeper in Kepa. That's it. Why? What's going on? What are we doing, man? Like, real talk, man. I know that we're like opposites and stuff. I think you and I are agreeing on Madueke. But you're saying calm down, calm down. I've been telling people have been telling me to calm down for 21 years, Igal, right? People have been telling me in January, calm down. It won't end the way you expect. We'll get Ollie Watkins. It'll be fine. Did nothing. Summer, calm down. We wouldn't be getting rid of Smith Rowe, Vieira, Nelson, and Eddie if we're not bringing anyone in. Raheem Sterling walks in. What are people saying now? Now they're telling us still to calm down. What's going on here? We're not learning.
Nani Madueke for 50 million doesn't make sense. And I don't think that's what's going to happen. But what I think will happen is we have a situation where we could potentially go and get a left winger in Rodrigo, get Eze as cover for Odegaard, bring in Madueke as cover for Saka, and one of Martinelli or Trossard are going to be headed out the door. Now, in the case that we bring in 3 of those players in addition to a striker and we add 4 attackers this window, I don't think anybody's going crazy. Also, if we do even go and get Rodrigo and Gyokeres and Madueke, I still don't think too many people are going to get upset. The main thing is, what do we do on the side with these 2 deals? Because I cannot afford a window where we come out of it with Sesko, Madueke, and somebody else that I don't rate as our new attacking options. We need to go and improve to a level where we can compete and win major honors. Arteta, Berta have been tasked with the duty to go and come out this window with a game changer. And Madueke, he's not a game changer. What he is he's protection to protect one of our best assets in Bukayo Saka. That is all he is. And if we're paying 50 million to make sure Bukayo Saka's legs are okay and he's not having to play every single game in the league or every single minute in the league, Champions League and FA Cup, I don't think that's worth 50 million. You can find a backup that's worth less than that. Or you could keep Trossard and Martinelli and bonafide one of them as the backup right winger. I fully agree with you, Dan. But where I disagree with you is we cannot sit here and act like Arsenal are not going to improve the major areas that we need to improve. The left winger is going to be added. The striker is going to be added. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Like, we can't sit here and just say Madueke signing. That means everything else is going to be shit. Now, you don't agree with me on a lot of things, and I've been I've been on the same side as all you guys on this side. But where we go too far is when we say Madueke is coming in, that means the whole window is going to be shit all of a sudden. No, just because we're about to sign this this bum doesn't mean the rest of the window is going to be shit. He could be part of a seven-man window where we end up having one of the best windows of all time because we go and get friggin' Gyokeres, Rodrigo on top of this, or we go and get Eze and Rodrigo on top of this. If the next two attackers that come in with Madueke are extreme level raisers, I am going to be understandably happy with those players. I'm still not going to be happy with Madueke, but I'll be happy with the window in general. I don't think the window is going to be a failure. Sorely down.
Cool. Let's do something then. I'm not very good at maths, so I'm going to get a calculator out now, right? People in the chat can go along with this. We've signed £5 million on Kepa, plus £15 million on Norgard. We're paying 20 million.
Norgard was 10. Norgard was 10.
Okay, I'll do it correct. 10 with add-ons, right? But okay, we'll just do the 10. Plus, we've got how many euros for Mosquera?
20 million euros. So that's 18 million pounds.
Okay, 18 million. Let's do it in pound then. Okay, 18 million pounds. Plus Zubimendi, how much was he in pounds? 50?
51.
51. Okay. Link with Eze, which is 68 million pounds. Is that right?
Yeah, but the reports are that we're going to get him for less because we might pay more up front.
So what are we saying? 60?
Yeah.
60. Plus Madueke, how much in pounds?
There's no chance they're getting 50. There's no chance they're getting 40. I think it's going to be coming down to like 35.
So we'll put 35. Plus we want Rodrigo. How much is that in pounds?
That's going to be 90 million pounds, which is going to be 70 million.
75.
Sorry, 90 million euros, which is going to be 70 million pounds.
77, I think it is, or something like that. So 75 we'll put. Plus Gyokeres, which is how much in pounds?
They want 60. 60.
60.
Arsenal wants 60. They want 70. So we're looking at 320 mil or 350
320 million pounds Arsenal are going to spend. Do you think we're going to spend that?
Here's where we need to understand that last season we came out of the transfer window with a net positive of 10 million. We made more money than we spent last year in transfers, right? So I don't think it's unrealistic to expect Arsenal to maybe make one or two sales, be it Zinchenko for like 15 million, be it Trossard for like 20. What else could we sell? Who else could be going out the door?
Well, I think the players, Tomiyasu and Partey, they're done out here. Obviously, Tierney's done out here. Zinchenko, we're going to get about 10 million if we're lucky because of his wages. Obviously, Kivior, I think we could probably realistically look to get between 25 and 30 for him because he's a young, upcoming centre-half.
Kivio's not going nowhere. He's staying as a left side backup centre-back.
There's still reports saying he wants first-team football, but okay. Other than that, Fabi Vieira, good luck getting anything for him. He sucks. Conga, good luck getting anything for him. He sucks. Who else are we getting rid of?
So 1 second. First things first. You're saying we're going to get 10 million for Zinchenko?
If that.
Berta said come with 20 million euros offer or leave. So that's what, 15 million pounds?
Yeah, so we're not going to get much for Zinchenko because he's on 180k a week. Because we 150, sorry. Because we're idiots and we put him on 150k a week when he was on 20 at City. Who else are we selling, Miguel? I think it will be I think it'll be Martinelli. I think it might have to be a Martinelli. 70 million or something like that if Saudi are serious.
I don't think they're going to
70 million. I don't think anyone else is paying anywhere near that for Martinelli. It's the only hope we've got of getting a big money signing out the door is Saudi. That is only money. Nobody's paying that money for Martinelli in Europe. Nobody, bro.
Our sales have always been bad. You know, there's one more.
You know, there's only Brentford, Burnley, and Sunderland that have not received as much as Arsenal in the whole of the Premier League.
And Brentford's about to receive that with Mbeumo.
And Brentford's about to get Mbeumo. So that means that Arsenal are down with Burnley and Sunderland when it comes to selling players.
How much could we get for Vieira? What's his market value?
About 20 mil.
Let me see. Vieira, Arsenal, Fabio Vieira. What's his market value? I'm just checking right now. It says 22 million pounds.
There we go. We sold him. We bought him for 38. Embarrassing.
So say we get 22 million pounds for Fabio Vieira. Who else do we have? Lokonga, right?
Yeah. About 8 million.
Look, what are we gonna get for Lokonga? I don't know. Are we already in? Have we already included the money that we got for Tavares? How much did we get for Tavares?
8.
That's it. Shit. So yeah, they're saying Lokonga is gonna cost 10. Surely somebody pays 10 million for Lokonga.
We've been saying that for 3 years.
No, because we.
Oh, is that me or you? That's you, isn't it? Your Wi-Fi's gone to go. I've got to be honest, people. I love what Igal's trying to do, but it ain't going to work with me. I understand that we're accountants, and I understand that we're doing maths, and I understand we're trying to add this, that, and the third. Point of me doing that was to prove that Arsenal to have a window that we'd be happy with on top of Madueke, on top of Norgard, on top of Zubimendi, on top of Kepa, and on top of the players that we want in Gyokeres, Eze, Rodrigo. Arsenal would have to find £350 million to spend. Now, if we've got that, cool. Apparently we have. Apparently the Cronkies are serious about spending and investing. How many times have we heard that? War chest, war chest, war chest. We had a war chest last summer, and the side dishes were Calafiori, Marino, and we were waiting for the main dish, and it was Sterling. I pray to God, and I pray to God, if I swear down we get Kepa, Norgard, Madueke, and the main dish is Eze. No. And I love Eze, but he's not a main dish. He's not even a starter at Arsenal. Yeah? I was out with the boys yesterday, Lawless, D, Don, out with them all. They're saying, yeah, I get what Arsenal are doing in terms of cover, but where's the first team quality coming in? Zubimendi's the only one so far that we're looking at signing. Apparently later today, he's going to get signed. Yeah? I was told that it was done back in January, but however, it's taken till the 6th of July for us to even think about announcing it. 1st of July, we were told. 1st of July. We'll see it all happening. It'll go mad at Arsenal. We'll be seeing all these defensive midfielders, attackers, strikers, wingers. They're all coming in. 1st of July is when it goes nuts. Keep your powder dry, Gooners. And now all the Gunners are sitting there like, did they mean the 31st of July? Or was it the 1st? Because, I'm sorry, this window has been nothing short of a disgrace so far. If you ask me to rate it, I can't even give it a 1. We've signed Kepa. That's it. Kepa. And then who are we getting next? Madueke. Do you know what? While we're at it, shall we just see if Chelsea can give us Jackson as well? And maybe we can take Robert Sanchez because he likes goalkeepers. Maybe we can take him. Maybe Disasi hasn't found the club yet and we'll get him as well. Maybe we can go for him. This obsession with Chelsea has got to stop, man. It has got to stop.
I'm fuming, bro. I'm fuming. Literally, I'm upstairs chilling. I don't know, talking to you about football. Next thing you know, I go down. I look at my internet route connection and it's gone. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Did Chelsea hijack my thing? Because I'm telling everybody to calm down. Bro, I'll tell you this: if Arsenal sign Madueke and we don't get what's necessary done this window, I will sit on your side and I'll be like, you know what? Say whatever the hell you want. There's no defending this club. There's no defending this club.
Me and you, I've been trying to tell you the problem with this club for a long time, and it ain't just Mikel Arteta. The ownership are a joke. There's no ambition at the club, and the signings have proven that last summer, this January when there was none, the previous January when there was none, and this summer, the start of it, has been nothing short of a disgrace. Now, we can't go mad because there's time left, but I tell you what we can do, be disappointed and concerned, Yeah. And this is why I get frustrated when people tell me to calm down. The same people telling me to calm down were the same people in January saying we were going to go and get a striker. The same people that said we've got rid of all the dross so we can bring in a proper attacker and Raheem Sterling comes through the door. The same people that said we can't do anything this January because of PSR, but wait till the summer and we get Calafiori and Marino. The same people that said that it's okay to get rid of Aubameyang and get rid of him because he did a disaster, because look who's coming in. And who did we bring in? Eddie Nketiah was our striker for a lot of the season. Jesus was injured. Then we brought in a midfielder that has now become our striker. This is not how you win a league, Egal. This is not showing ambition at the top. Whether you believe it's Mikel Arteta, whether you believe it's the board, whether you believe it's the Cronkies, they all got a part to play in that. You cannot give a manager near 800 million and he's not bought a striker and he spent 80 million in attack. You cannot look at a board and go into January without any recognised forward, with midfielders playing up top, and do nothing about it. You cannot look at the ownership over the last 21 years and say that since we've won a title and since they walked in the door in 2008-ish, that we've got 4 FA Cups. And every time we get close, we do nothing. Champions League, we need Champions League. Then we'll bring in the good players. Man, our transfer windows were better when we were in the Europa League, when we were bringing in Ødegaard and White, and we were bringing in Partey and Gabriel and Tierney and even bloody Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette were all coming in when we were in the Europa League. Now we get to the Champions League, and other than Rice and Timber, I'm struggling to work out who's been the elite signings.
All right.
I'm struggling.
And at this point, we've spent 66 million. That's what we've spent on 3 players. Kepa, Norgard, and Zubimendi. 66 million. Okay? As much as we're talking about Mascara and we're talking about Madueke, it's not done. What we know is going to happen is we're talking to 2 strikers. We're going to get one of them. We know that, right? The club is in a strong position over the striker situation. You can agree with me there. With both the strikers that we're looking at, we're in a strong
position. Man. That's the only one I want. I don't want Sesko.
Hey, Gyokeres is doing the right thing. He's going on strike. His club gave him until the 11th to report to training camp or whatever you guys call it, summer whatever, to come back to the team before preseason. If he doesn't show up, they're going to have no negotiations with Arsenal. They have a player who's upset, who wants to leave, who told them he's not going to kick a ball for them again. They've already gone back on their word for a transfer fee that Arsenal was willing to pay, and they want 70 million. They want 70 million, which Arsenal is not going to pay. Arsenal is willing to pay 50 million base with 10 million add-ons, 60 million altogether. And Berta's doing something good with that situation. As much as everyone wants a striker in tomorrow, we have 20 days before preseason, if I'm not mistaken. We play on the 26th. Am I wrong? Let me know, guys. Arsenal.
14th is the day he wants his striker in by, I've been told.
All right. So I just looked at the
number.
5 million for Kepa, 55 million altogether for Zubimendi, 9.5 million for Norgard, right? Say we go and add the striker, Gyokeres, for 60 million, right? We're now at 129 million. Say we go and add Eze for 60 million, right? We're now at 189 million, still under 200 million. So we would now have Eze, Gyokeres, Zubimendi, Norgard, and Kepa. Then on top of that, if we were to then spend the money that were reportedly available for us to spend on, Rodrigo, what would it be? 70 million or 77 million we agreed on earlier? 266 million pounds. Why would we then go and spend an additional 40 million if we're going to get Rodrigo, Eze, and Gyokeres? There is no chance, in my opinion, that we're going to go and get Madueke unless there is a major sale from Martinelli or Trossard. Martinelli or Trossard are going to be sold, and they're going to basically have to fund the Madueke deal. The club should have at least minimum 250 available to spend on the rest of the signings this window. And that, to me, is what I'm expecting. That, to me, is the ambition I'm expecting from the club. If I don't see that kind of level of ambition, and I see Eze, Madueke, and Gyokeres, even that would be better than what we had last year, but I'm not going to be as confident as I would be if we ended up getting Rodrigo this window. If we get Rodrigo this window, I really don't care if Eze, Madueke come in, if Sesko or Thing come in. I think he is the biggest level raiser we could sign this window. And that is, Dan, where we need to agree. If we get Rodrigo, it would mask a lot of the stink from some of these other potential signings.
Okay, well, look, moving away from Madueke, and we will touch back on it because it does link to Ethan. Zubimendi announced finally. I mean, crikey, that was a worst kept secret ever, but you know, he has now become an Arsenal player, controlling the tempo. Zubimendi is a gunner, and this is welcome to Arsenal. A lot of people happy about this one. Let's talk about it very quickly because I don't want to touch on it.
They know how to put a smile on people's faces after they're going through trauma.
Well, it's normally a new kit or new merch. So at least this time it's a new player. Look, people, there's 3.4k in here, which is mad. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe and you're following Igal. We're going to be heading over to Igal's stream around 1 o'clock as well. So we're going to be talking about this with a panel. There's loads of stuff happening at the moment and we need to get some different opinions on it. So make sure you stay tuned, hit like and subscribe because there's nowhere near enough likes on here. I'm going to do some super chats and I'm going to come to this news. How many likes we got? We've got 442 likes, but there's 3.4k in here. So let's get that up to 1,000 likes, people. That's going to be easy to do. Okay, let's do these super chats. There's quite a few that's come in here, Gal. User said they told us that unprecedented goosebumps summer will start in July. The summer that we've got is Zubimendi, Madueke, Nordgaard, Kepa, Mosquera. I feel sick. At the moment, there's no goosebumps there, that's for sure. Sky Version says nothing to be surprised about. This is Mikel's plan. Give away your best academy talent and buy the Chelsea reject. We're going to come to that next. Thomas John says jaw-dropping signings are Noni, Norgard and Kepa. Yeah, precisely. Good sarcasm there. Sean says 29 stank it up and you paid 65 million and 280k a week. And now we're going back to Chelsea for more fun and games. Crazy. Adam says the Telegraph is saying it's 50 million for Noni is the asking price. Do you know what? If it's the asking price, they can ask as much as they want. We better not go anywhere near 50 million for him. Sean also says Chelsea will get about 40 million out of you for Madueke. I actually think they could. This is how bad Arsenal are. I actually think they could get that much. Young says Ethan for 30. No.
Would you sell Ethan?
No.
Me neither.
No. Not even a chance. Andy says you'll not be spending that unless players leave. Mark my words, you don't move now on Rodrigo. He'll go to Atletico. Doesn't have to move location.
We're the only person who's actually moving for Rodrigo. All these people talking about Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. None of you done shit. We've already spoken to his agent. We've already spoken to him. We've already had preliminary talks with his representatives. If we put an offer on the table, I don't think there's going to be a doubt in my mind that he joins Arsenal Football Club. All these people talking about Rodrigo is going to join somebody else. Shut up.
There you go. Ines says Igal's realization that Tavares was only £8. Was that it? Shit. Fits the entire Arsenal transfer strategy. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get much for him. And do you know what? He played well for Lazio. Luke says, hi, Dan. Big fan. I'm a Liverpool fan, but my God, if this was our window, I'd be crying. Like, if this is how you move for the top 4 race. Do you know what? He's not the only person here, Luke. A lot of people are looking at this thinking, what the hell are Arsenal doing? I've got Villa fans and Newcastle fans that haven't even done anything, and they're disappointed. And they're like, wow, I thought our window was going bad. Arsenal are doing nothing. Liverpool and City, they're flying. Arsenal are in the top 4 race. It's not over yet, thank God for us.
They didn't do nothing last season. They won the league. Like, sometimes people act like you got, I don't know.
Come on, Igal, you got to agree. You got to agree.
Yeah, Liverpool had to.
No, but you got to agree that our window's crapping.
Liverpool didn't spend no money last season. If they wait until July 1st, it wouldn't make sense for them. They get their deals done early. They can amortize it over multiple years instead of friggin' waiting until July 1st to make their signings, and then they're gonna have to. Then it's gonna be the next 3 years. Instead now, or they're signing it. They're making the signings before July 1st. What happens is it's spread out over the last calendar year and next calendar year.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with our window being shite and Liverpool and City's being good?
Man City, first of all, had to make their signings because of the Club World Cup. They wanted their players in before the Club World Cup. We're not under the
And
same time.
Liverpool, they're not in the Club World Cup.
I just told you, Liverpool did not make a signing last year, Dan. So what they did was they made some of their signings.
Our window was shite last transfer window.
But the thing is, they did not spend much money at all. What they did was this window, they started it off by making some big money signings at the start of the window, so that money gets spread out over last year's calendar season, this year's calendar season, and next year's calendar season. So it's those 3 years instead of being 2025, 2026, 2026, 2027, 2027, 2028. They've pushed it forward 1 year by making the signing before the 1st of July. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying.
It's more about how they want to spread the money over time rather than waiting until July 1st for it to be the next calendar year where they start spreading the cash. Some people do things differently. We're waiting until the following financial year, football-wise, to start spreading the money. And that's something that people don't want to hear, but that's how we operated as a football club for as long as I can remember, since Arsene Wenger's been here. That's why we make majority of our signings in July.
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I'm hearing there's some Gyokeres breaking news. Hang on a minute. I can't translate this, but I'm going to use Kyle's words in the chat here. Gyokeres is just details away from being confirmed for Arsenal. The parties are finalising the last pieces and hope to reach an agreement soon. How many times have we heard this
happening today? Wow.
But how many times have we heard that we're trying to reach an agreement? Like, just get this done, man.
Dan, it takes time. Things take time.
Clearly. With Arsenal, it always takes time, bruv. Have patience. Be calm. That's all I keep hearing. Gyokeres will join Arsenal for 80 million euros. Deal will be closed today, 18 minutes ago.
What?
Let me share this. Hang on. Let me share this. Hang on.
What's going on? This is crazy. Don't give me gas. Don't give me gas for no reason, guys.
That's what we're being told. But look, the sources are Talking Sporting, Mace Football. Obviously, this doc guy, this Karthik, he's pretty good from what I'm being told.
Yeah, he's always reporting it. But Talking Sporting reported it. So click on them. Talking Sporting, go on.
Talking Sporting. Yeah, that's nothing. Look, who are they? They're saying it though. And then who's this guy? Mace Foot. Okay, they're a bit bigger. I don't know who they are though.
This is crazy.
Gyokeres to Arsenal. They're saying it's going to get done. Let's The thing is, it ain't come from Ornstein or anyone, has it?
Hey Dan, this is good news though. This is good news. What I heard was Eze is also going to get done by the end of the weekend. So maybe they're pushing stuff forward now.
Well, okay, so let's have a look at this. So this has been reported. Gyokeres will join. Can you still see this on my screen, by the way? Yeah, you can. Deal will be closed today, they're saying. Gyokeres will join Arsenal in a deal worth 80 million euros, which is about 67 million or something. United target Gyokeres will join Arsenal in a deal worth 80 million. The deal will be closed today. Justin, Gyokeres will join Arsenal in a deal worth 80 million. The deal will be closed today. This is coming in from the similar sources. This is the guy that I can't translate.
Are you happy now? Does that make you feel a little better?
Oh, I want him big time. Yeah, this is a Swedish journalist, Daniel. I'm not going to try and butcher his surname. Christofferson, is it? This is apparently what that Kyle in the chat, big up to Kyle, had said is translated to, which is, in other words, Arsenal to Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal is close. Sporting fear that Gyokeres will go on strike this week to force the Arsenal transfer after the gentleman's agreement has been broken. Portuguese sources have told.
Type in at ZARFC. At ZARFC. He just tweeted the breakdown. He said
ZARFC.
AFC, yeah. At
ZARAFC.
Yeah.
I can't see that. Oh, it's Zara.
Let me just send it to you.
I might be putting it in wrong, but
let me just send it to you in the DMs. Dan, there you go. I sent it to you. This is crazy, bro. It's all happening. It's all happening now. Zubimendi's done. We're getting Gyokeres. Oh my God, I'm starting to get hyped now. Forget about Madueke, bro. Bun that guy. This was the smoke screen I was talking about. Don't get me gassed. Come on, what are you doing? I don't know why people in the chat always so negative, man. We're gonna get the deals done. You need to just trust
You were
the
just
process.
negative for the first time ever. You were just negative. Now
No,
you're
but
happy.
I said Madueke, Bun Madueke, but the other deals are gonna happen. You were saying this whole window is gonna be a shambles.
No, I didn't say it was going to be a shambles. I said my fear is that it could be a shambles. ZRAFC, CNN Portugal, Arsenal are close to agreeing a fee with Sporting for Gyokeres. A large delegation from the Gunners arrived at Al Valade late on Friday afternoon to make a breakthrough. It's 56 million fixed fee with add-ons of up to 8 to 13 million. So that's potentially 70 million if it's all in. That's a great deal if that happens.
Bro, that would
That's
be
a
amazing.
fantastic
And
signing.
that's a Berta masterclass right there, because he negotiated that price down big time.
If that is as well and as long, if that is alongside the Madueke, Eze, and Rodrigo stuff, we ain't got a problem. But if Madueke stops us getting Rodrigo, I don't know what we're doing. Because let's be real, we always knew we were getting a striker, and it was going to be Gyokeres or Sesko. I never looked at this Madueke deal and thought, well, that's not us not getting a striker then. I thought that would prevent us potentially getting Eze or Rodrigo or both. So that still could be the case. But this is a really good signing. If this happens, this is a really good signing.
And you know something? We don't have to worry about the Sesko stuff. I think for once,
I don't want
for
Sesko.
once the club agrees with us. Get a win now player. That to me shows the direction they're headed in, and they're not looking about trying to get the younger player who has scope to grow and all that bullshit. I'm really excited about this.
We believe in these sources. Are these sources reliable enough? That's what I'm saying.
The Portuguese sources are known for jumping the gun. That's the problem. Portuguese sources are known for jumping the gun, but for them to be this adamant, it's very interesting. Very interesting to say the least.
Anything from Romano? There's nothing from Romano yet.
We're gonna have to wait until David Ornstein confirms it. Until then,
he won't yet.
David Ornstein's the guy who, once it's done, he will come out and say it. Until then, we can only take it with a grain of salt. But right now, it just goes to show you that there's a lot of good stuff still happening in the background. And then earlier in the stream, we were saying like the whole thing could be a shambles. This stuff like this just coming out makes you believe that we're still going to do some good business in the back end of the window. There's no need to.
Apparently, this Swedish journalist is tier 1. Apparently,
they have a lot of followers. I'm not surprised. As for did you want to talk about Ethan also whenever you get a chance? Because I feel like the Ethan
top tier. Apparently, this guy's really good. His name's Christoph, I think, but yeah, or Christopherson. Apparently, Ornstein follows him. Look, I don't know.
Be honest. You got this news. You're kind of excited now.
I've always been excited about Gyokeres. I've never been excited about Sesko. I don't want Sesko, bro. I don't know about you. I know you're a little bit less with me, but I feel like this would be a phenomenal signing for Arsenal, Gyokeres.
I've always been there. I've always been the guy who's been saying, let's get Victor Gyokeres over Sesko. I've never, the time that I wavered, the only video clips I could find of the guy was him talking about himself and how high he can jump and how he strikes the ball very well. Doesn't really scream out like a striker who's going to make a big difference right away. He's still very raw. Gyokeres to me is a guy and has always been the guy. And I'm happy that Andre Bertz is getting who he wants. And all the stuff about Arteta wanting Sesko this, Sesko that, bun that guy. I'm happy that we're going for who we're going for right now. I've always wanted Victor Gyokeres. Hopefully it happens.
Listen, man, big up to Shane Gunnar, absolute legend for raiding. Big up to you, my bro. We've got 3.6k in here, which is mad. Do me a favor and hit the like and the subscribe button. Make sure you're following Igao as well. We're going on to his stream at 1. So we've got 45 minutes here. I want to move on to the Ethan chat. If you want Gyokeres or Madueke talk, then you have to go back to the video because we've done both of that. We've literally just broke the news on Gyokeres, and we pray it's true, even though, I'm not going to get too excited. I know Igao is. Look at him. Igao's face is lighting up. Look, he looks so happy.
I got some more news for you,
bro. Look at Christmas, bro.
Look at what I just sent you. Look at what I just sent you. You'll be surprised.
On DM. Have you done it on DMs?
Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. What is this? Oh, okay. Let me share this then. Hang on.
There could be more good news coming.
So this is from the same source. This doc, I don't really know who he is, by the way. This Kartik, he gets a lot right though. But there's been talks with clubs from Saudi and Fenerbahce who have showed considerable interest in Trossard. How much would you take for Trossard from Saudi?
What is he worth on transfer mark? Because usually we're back
30
at
mil, 25, 30 mil.
25. I would say, yeah, 25.
I'd take like, if it's Saudi, I'm taking like 35, 40 because it's
Yeah,
Saudi.
if it's Saudi, you got to take 40 minimum. Saudi, you got to overprice. You got to always overprice for Saudi players. But yeah, Trossard is leaving, and that just means more money for a transfer kitty.
Does that mean Martinelli is staying?
Yes, I would believe so. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, we won't get rid of both of them.
And Fenerbahce has money to blow. We've seen what they offered Sane. They offered him 300K a week. So if they
why are they going to get Trossard and Sane? That makes no sense.
No. Galatasaray got Sane.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sane rejected Fenerbahce.
Oh, okay. With you now. With you. Yeah. I think either of those. If we get 35, I'm happy for Trossard. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Just get rid, man. Just get rid.
Just get rid
Do you know
of
what I mean? Oh, Fabrizio's retweeted saying, hang on. What's happening here?
It's all going down.
Can't keep up with this, man. Can't keep up with this.
Don't give me gas, man.
Oh, no, he's just retweeted the Zubimendi stuff. Okay, that's all he's done. We've already announced Zubimendi on here as well. So, yeah, we know Zubimendi's now an Arsenal player. That's all it was. I thought he was going to get involved in the Gyokeres stuff. So, man, let's talk about the Ethan stuff quick. But before we do that, let's finish these super chats because we didn't actually get onto them.
Shout out to the chatters.
Who, sorry? Super chat. Sorry. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. He tweeted about Gyokeres. Oh, hang on a minute. Has he actually? Have I not looked at this right? One second, chat. Maybe I've missed it. I can only see Zubimendi talk. Let me check again.
When was this?
They're saying he's tweeted about. Oh, he has. Wow, he has. Wow, he has. Hang on, one sec. Let's take this. I will do the super chat. I'm really sorry. It's just this news is breaking. Well done, chat, by the way. You can keep up quicker than I because I'm doing this. So apparently he's now tweeted as well. Arsenal are getting closer to signing Gyokeres after new rounds of talks in the recent hours. Gyokeres will not return for training at Sporting as he's fully focused on leaving the club, and Arsenal are now advancing. Nothing done yet, but discussions are underway. Now, I think he's saving his face there because obviously he doesn't want to announce that this CNN Portugal stuff has happened. So I totally appreciate and understand why he hasn't done that yet, because I don't think the sources are as reliable as we're suggesting. But this signing here, I know you love Arteta. This has got nothing to do with Arteta. Arteta wanted Sesko. This is Berta, mate, innit? Can we agree with that?
You think I give a shit? I don't agree with Arteta.
I know you don't give a shit. But
no, I don't agree with Arteta running the transfer business. He should coach. He's a coach. He's not a transfer expert. Leave it to the experts. You do your job.
Okay, we're both on the same page, finally. We're both on the same page.
And you know something? Benjamin Sesko was wanted by the Arsenal scouts, Arteta, and the board. If Berta is able to walk into the building and tell them all, no, we're getting Gyokeres, you got some balls on you. And I rate that. When was the last time we had
this as well? Centre Gunners, Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal keep working on Gyokeres. Come on.
When was the last time we had somebody who went against the whole board and got their way?
Yeah, well, look, I hope Berta is the guy that's come in and said, no, want this guy. Fabrizio is saying it's Gyokeres. I pray to God that it is Gyokeres now. Do you know what I think has happened then? I think what's happened now, is we went to I think we were all for Sesko at Leipzig. Leipzig were not playing ball. Sesko was not playing ball. And Andrea Berta has said, let's go alongside with Gyokeres, which he does, obviously, this simultaneous thing. And has said, let's try and get Gyokeres. And I think the minute Leipzig and Sesko didn't want to play ball, Gyokeres is the guy. And I swear we get him now. I pray we get him now. Because Zubimendi and Gyokeres are two very good signings. Whether you're a fan of Norgard or Kepa or Madueke and all this, they're very good signings. And if they're happening on top of them, calm. But I swear to God, if we don't get Rodrigo on top of this because we're getting Madueke instead, that's where I'll lose my head again. So let's see, man.
Give it time. You never know. Well, we might get
all we can do, mate. That's all we keep getting told. Give it time. Be patient.
We might get more. We might get more than what we expect.
This is a goosebump signing for me, Gyokeres.
Yeah, let's go. Dan's excited.
This is the only one that I would get. I mean, Rodrigo as well, to be fair. I have said about him. But this Gyokeres signing, then Arteta, if he can't score goals with him, then he really is a dud and we need to move on. So at least we know now we've got a proper striker coming in, if that is going to happen. And Romano don't normally tweet if that's not true. So I would suggest that there is strong rumours suggesting that we're going to be looking at him. For sure, man. Because I really like him. What do you think of Gyokeres? You're a fan, right?
I like Gyokeres. I think he's great. You know what? People talk shit too much about Gyokeres. He's a good passer in the final third. He's really good at finishing with both feet. He's comfortable with both feet. So you're gonna see a player who, if they're blocked off with their right foot, he's just gonna take it with his left, no hesitation. We've had too many players who've been one-footed lately up top. So it's going to massively benefit us. And overall, he's just a goal scorer, man. You don't score, over almost 100 goals in 2 seasons. And that doesn't translate at the top level. He's done it in the Champions League. He literally almost by himself willed Sporting to score against us. So I think he's an absolute baller. I think this guy is a game changer. And he's gonna win games by himself. I wouldn't be surprised if he came into the Premier League next season and lit it up. I'm not saying he's going to win the Golden Boot or anything, but I'm saying he's going to light it up for Arsenal. If Marino can do what he did, if Havertz can do what he did, this man's a finisher. He's going to do much better.
Well, look, Shane's come in with a good point, to be fair. And I know that he's not an Arteta fan. And I know that you and him have had your battles. But he's saying if and when Gyokeres numbers drops, it will be clear to even the top gooners that Arteta can't handle good forward players. That is, do you know what? I know obviously.
All I got to say is, contrarian. If Gyokeres walks in the building and he starts performing, then all you guys got to say is Arteta never had the right forwards to begin with. And then
it's going to be one or the other. It's going to be one or the other. It's going to be C, we need the number 9, or it's going to be C, Arteta can't work with forwards. That's one of those things is going to be true. So hopefully it's that he comes in and bangs back.
Regardless, we're Arsenal fans. Once we're at the parade, best believe.
What are you talking about a parade for now? Hang on a minute. Hang on. This is what you do. You're going too excited now. We haven't even signed him yet, and you're talking about parades. Let's just calm. This is why people give you shit on X.
No, because you guys are already talking about the transfer failing. So I'm talking about the possibility of it going well. Okay. So why is one okay, but the other isn't? Come on. Be real. If you can sit here and say, well, if the transfer doesn't work, Arteta's the problem. I can sit here and say, you know what? He comes in and kills it. Then you can't talk shit. And when we start winning stuff, I'll see you at the parade.
Well, look, hopefully I do see you at the parade. Let's try. I've been trying to do this bloody super chat. I feel bad for Brooklyn Gooner. Thank you for this, man. It's just that breaking news kept coming in. Hopefully it continues to, and we start signing players. He says, we are a shambles, signing another reject for 50 million plus. We can't sell anyone for more than 40, yet we pay top dollar for rejects. I'm getting goosebumps in the wrong places. I can't anymore. That is the best thing.
What's going on? That's a good one. Yeah.
That is a class one. Al says, as a Chelsea fan, it's really sad to see Madueke go. I just really hope this summer you don't also bid for Disasi as cover for Saliba. I'd be fuming. He's obviously taking the mick. Look, I don't want any rejects whatsoever. But I will say this. If this does nothing more than just add a cover player, then cool. It's not for me because I don't really care how much we spend. As long as we spend on top of Madueke, I don't care. If we don't, you know who's to blame. Love United, hate the ops. Says, hi guys, I've good news for you. I'm Swedish and I'm telling you that Gyokeres is done. Just check Daniel Kristofferson's latest tweet. Here's our Ornstein. There we go. So he is the Swedish Ornstein, this Kristoffersson guy. And this is a Man United fan, so why would he lie? Big up to you, bro. I appreciate that. Hopefully, we're all good. Arsenal a stepping stone for Chelsea rejects, says Nick. Can't
maybe
play.
Maybe Chelsea's a stepping stone for Arsenal players.
Maybe. This is the tweet from Kyle. Big up to Kyle. He's so good at Twitter. I don't know how he gets all these tweets, and he must just live on Twitter, man. Big up to you, or X, sorry. Big up, Kyle. Victor Gyokeres is just details away from being confirmed for Arsenal. The parties are finalising the last pieces, and they hope to reach an agreement soon. That's come from this Swedish journalist that apparently is the Ornstein of Sweden. So let's see what happens, man.
How are you so calm? This is exactly who you wanted. This is exactly who you wanted Arsenal to go sign.
You know why? Exactly okay, let me explain why. Let me explain the difference between
why are you so calm?
Okay, let me explain the difference between me and you, right? Until I see Gyokeres holding an Arsenal shirt, signing on the official website, then I might start doing what you're doing now. But I'm not going to start getting excited by a Swedish journalist I've never heard of saying that the deal's close and then start talking about parades, Sigal. This is the difference between me and you, right? You get over the top excited once again, over the top, Gal, going mad, getting it, wondering why he's getting all this hate because he's excited about Gyokeres, who hasn't signed yet. And not only Gyokeres, a parade. Oh my God, it's get rid of the parade ready. We're signing Gyokeres. Let's calm down, bro. Yeah, the window's not open. We see a lot more done than just Gyokeres, bro. Right? So let's just be real. Let's hope that it happens. Andy says, Gal, when you sell a player, then yeah, Rodrigo's coming. But until then, mark my words. Well, we're talking about selling players, potentially Martinelli or Trossard. Hopefully, it's Trossard to Saudi or to where was it, Fenerbahce. And then we can look at getting Rodrigo. Because if we get, say that we get 35, let's just say 35 million, right? And we sell and we sign Madueke for 40, then we've made that money up and then we can still go in for Rodrigo. That's what I'm hoping the deal is, right? But because we're going to get Madueke, unfortunately, that's the way it is. Kay says, someone from Chelsea has got us by the balls. They literally fund their transfers via us. I will lose my mind if Waneri goes to Chelsea. Please sack Arteta. Okay, we're going to come on to that next, right? Because I want to do that as a section. D. Jones, if we get Noni, you'll hear about me on the news. Yeah, a lot of people will be losing their heads. Rarel says, I believe Rodrigo will go to Bayern Munich. I haven't heard that rumor yet, so let's see.
Why would he go to Bayern? He's already told a Saudi Arabian club came in for him reportedly, and he told them he wants to move to the Premier League. So if you were to sit here and tell me maybe Liverpool could beat us to him, I'll believe it. But Bayern, the Bundesliga doesn't have that much clout. People don't want to go play in the Bundesliga. People don't want to go play for Bayern as much as they used to.
Oh, I actually do agree. I think Rodrigo would actually be interested in Arsenal. However, I'm not saying he's only interested in Arsenal. Nick says Havertz will start up front. Gyokeres on the bench, no chance. If that happens, Arteta needs to be sacked.
Versus Man United, it will. He won't start game one.
He will or won't?
He probably won't start the first game of the season.
If we get Gyokeres in soon, he won't. He should never start up front for us ever. Unless it's a Carabao Cup game or a rotation game. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him coming off the bench for half hour to change the dimension of the game.
Ornstein!
What's happening? Has he tweeted as well?
Apparently. Oh my God, it's
done! You are unbelievable. You know that.
In advanced talks with Sporting over a deal for Victor Gyokeres, the transfer fees discussed continue on personal terms in place for 5 years. The 27-year-old Sporting striker only wants Arsenal. Arteta is pushing for the swift conclusion at Athletic FC. Oh my God, it's happening, guys. I'm so gassed.
Gyokeres is done then. That's got to be done, man. If we don't sign him now, So, hang on. Arsenal in advanced talks with Lisbon over deal to sign Gyokeres. The transfer fee discussions continue. Personal terms in place on 5-year contract. The striker only wants Arsenal, and Arteta's pushing for a swift conclusion. So that means Arteta and Berta are both on board. This is now answered the question about who are they getting on, or are they in for this or whatever it be.
Now are you bouncing out of your chair? Now are you excited?
Come on. No, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited by Gyokeres. You know I am. Hand of Ozil has now said something. Sorry, Hand of Arsenal has now said something. Let me find this. Where is he now?
He said the deal is advancing. That's what he said.
Oh, has he? Oh, okay. But do you know what? Who cares? Like, it's Ornstein. He's the one that everyone says is the oracle. Not that I'm too sure about that. However, when he starts to report it, so do you know what that also means? That Swedish journalist is obviously very good, because they would never. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Oh, we're advancing with Gyokeres too. Yes, a hand of Arsenal has said that. People, we've nearly got 4,000 people in here. That's absolutely mad. That's actually a record. Make sure you do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you're following Igal. We're going to be going over to his stream at 1 as well. So we're going to have a bit of an afternoon of Arsenal. So big up to every single one of you in here. Have we got any more super chats, or was that the last one? Yeah, this was the last one from Nick. Says Havertz still starts up front, Gyokeres on the bench. That won't happen, Igal. The only thing that could happen is he might come on into the attacking midfield role as a squad player, or as obviously as a 9 or alongside Gyokeres. But I don't think Havertz is going to start ahead of Gyokeres, right? I mean, come on, that can't be happening.
He's not going to start right away, I don't think. I think what's going to happen is first preseason game is going to be Havertz, second preseason game is going to be Havertz, then Gyokeres comes in, gets a hat trick, and then he's going to take the job forever. That's pretty much what's going to happen. He's going to have to come in, start scoring goals right away, and then Arteta's going to be like, Havertz, I'm sorry, you got to sit on the bench or play in the midfield, one or the other.
Okay, well, your guy Romano is now all over it as well. So
let's go. Bro, wasn't this amazing timing? Amazing timing for a stream too. Just to have this,
I can't believe all this. This is all gone mad, isn't it?
You see, we're not even thinking about Madueke anymore. Bun Madueke. We don't have to worry about that.
I still don't want him, but I don't care about him right now if we get Gyokeres. So Romano has said more on Gyokeres. Big news. Gyokeres has reached total agreement with Arsenal on contract terms and has informed Sporting about his desire to join Arsenal. No intention to discuss other options, only to proceed with Arsenal as soon as possible. The deal is well underway. See, that is exciting, right? That is exciting. For those people in the chat that don't get excited, this is an exciting piece of news. For me, I think this is a phenomenal signing. And it's one now that I'm so glad that we didn't go with Sesko. Not that I'm saying we won't sign Sesko next year or that Sesko won't leave. I don't really care about him. I never have. This has been the guy. He's ready now. The goals are ridiculous. When you look at the actual compilation of his goals as well, you also look at the amount of goals that he's been scoring across the last 3 seasons, across 2 different leagues. One of them being in England, by the way. I know a lot of people laugh at Coventry in the Championship, but have a look in the last season, Igal, yeah, of some of the Championship players that have come up and done well. Yeah, not just Michael Elise, not just Eze. You obviously look over the years of Ollie Watkins and players like that have come from the Championship that have done very, very well. I swear, this is a goosebump signing.
Only thing I'm going to add to this conversation about Gyokeres, physicality of the Premier League, people say he is already physically a beast. He's already physically a beast. This is a guy who's already played in England in a championship, which is much more physical than the Premier League. Let's be honest. Premier League's a little bit more techie than the championship. And he bagged 17 goals, 22 goals, as you just said. This is a guy who's gotten 50 games, 43 goals, 14 assists. 50 games, 52 goals, 12 assists. Arsenal finally are going to get a bagsman coming in, but don't you dare give anybody the number 14 shirt until they earn it.
Look, I don't care what number he gets, really. Maybe he'll take the number 10.
He wants the number 9. He's saying, give me that number 9. I don't care who's wearing it.
Man. Give Jesus another number. That guy's done out here, yeah? Let's get number 9 for Gyokeres then. Number 10 can be Eze, and then Rodrigo can take a number of his choice. If you don't want it to be 14, I don't really care, to be honest.
The number 20 is available. Number 11 for Martinelli. What else is there? What number is Trossard again?
Trossard's 19.
No, he wouldn't take that. Is 17 available?
No. Who's got 17? Someone's got 17, right? Or have they not? Zinchenko.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what number he's going to take. But, hey, now you're getting excited talking about what number Rodrigo's going to take. Look at you. Look at you.
No, I'm talking that was actually tongue-in-cheek because I don't think we're getting all of them. However, I think, yeah, Zinchenko's leaving by so 17 would be available.
Missing out on Isaac, we got his countryman, who I think could be just as good. He could be just as good.
Well, Isak, that's going to be interesting now because people are saying the reason we haven't gone for a striker is because we're holding out for Isak. That should mean that he's staying at Newcastle now, not that he's going to Liverpool, because I'll be devastated if that happens.
I don't give a shit where he goes. We got Gyokeres. Gyokeres, the man I wanted. That guy's
ahead of Isak.
No. I'm saying realistically, I believe we were never going to.
Same here. I realistically wanted Gyokeres because I didn't think Isak was available. So I think we have got the best striker available outside of Isak. Obviously, there's better strikers out there with Haalands and Mbappe's and all these kind of people, but they're unrealistic, right? So when you look at it, I've got to say this one for me. Ben Jacobs is announcing it now. This is going to happen, guys. This is going to happen, guys. This is going to happen, guys. Come on.
I can't believe it, man.
This is a bloody good signing.
I'm sorry, Dan, talking over you, but I can't believe it. I genuinely believe
it's fine.
I genuinely believe we were going to mess up this window at times. I genuinely believe that we were going to have an amazing window at times.
Did you though? Did you actually though? Did you?
No, there was moments where I had doubts. There's moments where I believed everything was going to work out. But to get Zubimendi announced and the same day hear that we're going to get Victor Gyokeres done, this is the kind of stuff that we want to see during the window. I told people, calm down. Deals are going to start happening in July. I'm happy that I'm finally getting the backing from the club in the belief that I'm giving them, for them to go sign Zubimendi, for them to say we're going to get Victor Gyokeres and announce today that the deal is going to get advancing and is close to hopefully getting done. Last thing I want to hear is any more Sesko talk. Please don't mention his name ever again. Just get me Victor Gyokeres done. Get the deal done and dusted. Have him ready before preseason. Go get Eze wrapped up also. If you bring me Victor Gyokeres and Eze, I even if we don't get Rodrigo, those two right there are level raisers in my opinion. And I'll be extremely happy going into next season.
Do you know what? Me, Curtis, and Turkish did a show last month. Turkish finished the show by asking me and Curtis 3 players that would get excited about us. And we said the same 3. Gyokeres, Eze, and Rodrigo. We get them 3. I'm happy with our window. Well, over happy. I'm excited by our window, should I say. That's what we've got to now look to do. Now, if Madueke's coming in as well as Eze, Rodrigo, and Gyokeres, I'll be like, wow, amazed. So, I don't know, man. Like, it's one of those.
Blown away.
It's mad, right? It's mad.
Even you're excited. You can't hold back.
I am excited, bro. This is the one I wanted, yeah? How long have I been talking about Gyokeres for? Even last season, I was talking about him. Me and Albert, big up to Albert JTV every time. He's wanted him before me. Yeah?
Big upside.
I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that Sesko chat now. Let's forget that. That's done out here, yeah? We agree?
It's his agent and his club's fault. And honestly, I'm happy they did what they did. Priced us out of a move. Best thing that could ever happen to us. I'm so excited. You know, when the Kroenke said be excited, they were 5 years too early.
Way too early. Mate, Pepe didn't excite me, but this guy does, man. This Gyokeres guy.
Real talk, bro, you know Eze is going to happen also. That means Zubimendi.
It should do. If we get Gyokeres, Eze, Rodrigo, obviously Madueke's being mentioned. We're bringing Zubimendi and Norgard. Zubimendi's done. Norgard looks like it's getting done. They talk about, obviously Kepa's done, but there's talk about defense as well. So there's talk about, what's his name from Ajax alongside Mosquera? What's his name? Why have I forgotten his name? Harto. There's talking about him if Kivior and Zinchenko leave as well. So this could be mad now. Let's just let this keep going now. Let's just let this keep going. I don't want any more Ethan chat about going to Chelsea. I don't want any like Madueke's going down on top of these, all good, but I can't get involved in talking about bloody Madueke coming in instead of players. That's for sure. Let me just quickly share the the Ethan stuff, because I've been trying to talk about this, but stuff keeps breaking, and Gyokeres has obviously come ahead of that, which I totally understand. What do you make of this, bruv? Like, Nwaneri to Chelsea, I just don't see how he can be upset with not getting game time or unsure about game time at Arsenal, and then suggest that perhaps he goes to Chelsea because he's not going to get any game time there either. So I think it's a load of crap, if I'm honest. I think it's a way that Ethan is trying to get a new contract, and I don't blame him for trying to do that. I think it's also a way of him saying, look, if you're not going to appreciate me with this new contract you're offering me, and I'm not going to get game time with Madueke and Eze and potentially Rodrigo, etc., coming in, then I ain't going to be signing. But Romano suggested yesterday that Chelsea have shown interest in Ethan. It's only in case the new deal won't be sealed. But Nwaneri and Arsenal are in talks over a new deal. And while the player wants game time guaranteed, it's a separate deal from Madueke, who agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Now, that one for me was quite an interesting one, Egal. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, though, bruv.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it's spot on. The agent is doing what they do. They're negotiating with Arsenal, and in negotiations, they're showing Arsenal they have options. We have no choice but to give him a reasonable deal. And I hope Ethan stays. We gave him 37 games last season. I think if he was playing for Chelsea last year, there was no chance he's getting 37 games. That's pretty obvious. He's not getting in the midfield. He might get into their wing positions. Arsenal are willing to make him a midfielder week in, week out, and play him either in the 8 or in the 10. And hopefully he can continue to develop, and we'll see where things go. But at this moment in time, this is what agents do. I don't think we need to panic. And guys, be excited.
It's all coming in now, Higal. It's all coming in. Hand of Arsenal, who's very reliable from what people tell me. Apparently for the last 2 weeks, Marcel Schaefer, who is the director of football for Leipzig, has refused to budge and negotiate lower than 90 million euros for Sesko. The mission then became very clear, and Arsenal then are now trying to close a deal for Gyokeres. The talks are ongoing over the structure of the fee and add-ons. So now it looks like we're completely moved away from Sesko, and we're finally going for Gyokeres. This makes, if this is true, of course, makes me feel good, because I got to be honest, like this for me.
What's the guy's name? What's the guy's name?
Who?
Marcel Schaefer.
I'm not going to try and butcher it. Marcel Schaefer, apparently, is the director of football of Leipzig. He's the guy who's basically allowed us to get Gyokeres. So I quite like him. I quite like this Marcel Schaefer guy, because thank God, yeah.
Thank you. He's a legend. The guy's a legend.
The guy's allowed us to get Gyokeres basically over him.
Bro, listen to my voice.
Man, it's mad. Hand of Ozil also said, I always called it Hand of Ozil because it used to be Hand of Ozil, didn't it? Hand of Arsenal, sorry. He also said yesterday, where are we? Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Noni Madueke following talks in the past few days. The fee is now key to any deal being done. So again, the fee is key. He says, my understanding is this transfer is not linked to the future of Ethan Nwaneri, which will be explained in due course. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if explained in due course means that Ethan Nwaneri is staying at Arsenal and it's nothing to worry about, or it will be explained as to he's leaving and this is why we're getting Madueke. And I hope it's not that one.
Fairs.
What's happening with Romano now? They're saying something else has happened in the chat with Romano. I can't keep up, Miguel. What's happening?
Everything is going down today. This is crazy. What is it? Eze's announced or something? Nah, he just tweeted a video. Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go can be very soon. If I play this, do I get monetized or not?
No. Maybe is there music?
No, it's just him chatting.
There's no music. Just go. You're not gonna get demonetized.
One sec. Let me see what he said. Says, here we go can be very soon. Here we go. Let me share this. Can you see this, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, one sec. Let me play it, see what he's saying, because I have no idea what this guy's saying.
With Arsenal. He only wants to go to Arsenal. Arsenal are closing in on a deal to sign Victor Gyokeres with an agreement very close with Sporting and deal done with the player for a long-term contract. A breakthrough in talks is getting really closer for Victor Gyokeres to become new Arsenal striker. The here we go can come very soon, because Arsenal made progress in talks with Sporting for Victor Gyokeres with direct contacts over the last 48 hours, and so Arsenal advancing in conversations club to club. Gyokeres told Sporting that he has an agreement with Arsenal. He only wants to go to Arsenal and he will not show up for training anymore. So Gyokeres is ready. He wants to go to Arsenal. His desire is very clear. The contract is ready. And now, club to club, the agreement is getting closer. Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal could be a here we go very soon.
There we go, people. Could be a there we go. Here we go very soon. Okay, now it's time to start getting excited then, because this for me is a very good signing. In fact, it's an exceptional signing. I think Mo summed it up. Yeah, big up to Footy Judge Mo. He said this will be a phenomenal signing for Arsenal. And why would he care? He's an Inter Milan fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is going to happen, Igal. I am very confident this is going to happen.
I'm so
smiling
happy.
now, man. I'm smiling.
Listen,
Come on.
you have to change the title of the video from "I'm
I will,
angry"
I will.
to "I'm excited," because this
I
is
will.
the most exciting moment of the transfer window. We've just announced a player we've been trying to get for well over a year in Zubamendi. We're about to get a striker, which we've all been asking for multiple years. And don't forget, when the Club World Cup finishes, we're gonna make a move for Rodrigo. We're gonna make a move for Rodrigo. Arsenal fans, we've been asking for this. We've been begging for them to show ambition. Hopefully, this is the window where they're finally going to show the ambition that we've been asking for.
There we go. Look, man, I've got to be honest. I do feel like this one's going to happen now. I don't know why people would announce this. This amount of journalists would announce this. Ben Jacobs, Romano, Ornstein, Swedish journalists, Portuguese journalists. When Romano does a video like that, yeah, this is going to happen, man. This is going to happen. This is what I've wanted to see for a hell of. This is what I've been asking for since what, the 1st of June onwards. Like a signing like this. Kepa, meh. Norgard, meh. Madueke, Zubamendi, yeah, cool. And I think people have underappreciated that signing because of how long it's taken, Igal. Do you know what I mean? Like if we'd signed Zubamendi today as well with Gyokeres, I think people would be buzzing. But because it's taken this long, it's just frustrating. But that is a good signing. But Gyokeres, that is a goosebump signing. If we get Eze and Rodrigo on top of Gyokeres, bruv, I'm sorry, your guy Arteta, no excuses. Go win the league.
Forget about Arteta, bro. We're winning. We're winning. Look at it from a positive. Why are you always going to look at it from
negative? What we winning? No. What we winning? What we winning?
Bro, with the attack.
No. You said there's a parade. You said there's a parade. A parade for what?
With the attack finally sorted, major honors are coming to the Emirates, bro. You got to realize we've been short a striker. We've been short a proper left winger. If we go and bring those in, plus bringing in squad depth like Eze, we're solid, bro. We're solid. This is the stuff that we've been waiting for. This is a moment to be excited. This is not a moment to point fingers at Arteta. Arteta's going to do the right thing, bro. Don't worry.
I love your confidence. I wish I admire your confidence sometimes. I wish I could be more like you, man. You know what? You know what it is with me. I've always got my doubts. However, this is an unbelievable signing, so I'm not going to be negative. This, for me, is an exciting signing. That's an understatement. It's an exceptional, phenomenal signing. And this is what I've been asking for, Igal. So there's no way that I can sit here and be negative about this one, because this is the one. I tell you what, I would have been so pissed. I would have done an 2-hour rant if we would have signed Sesko. Yeah?
I spoke to a sporting fan. I spoke to a sporting fan. He told me, Victor Gyokeres, you're going to enjoy him. This is a man who has made my last 2 years a joy. One of my favorite players who's ever played for my football club. And he's a legend after 2 years. At Arsenal, I don't have a doubt in my mind he's going to score goals in bunches. He's come to our club and helped us win 3 trophies. I don't know what he's going to do with you guys, but I doubt he can do anything less than bring you the top silverware you've been asking for. This is what he said to me. So, besides
there's a couple of Coventry fans that I know, and I know people might not want to hear from Coventry fans because they'd rather hear from Sporting Lisbon, but I think we should respect what he did for them as well. And I know Coventry are in a different place and all that, and people might laugh at this, but they said he is an exceptional forward. He said for us, we were gutted when he went, along with Gustavo Hammer. Them two just literally single-handedly put them into the playoff final, and they shouldn't have. What's the matter?
These guys are sick in the head. They're like, Eagle, show us your hands.
Oh, God. On that note, let's do the super chats and get out of here. Prom Ice says, welcome to Arsenal, Gyokeres. The Premier League title is ours. I hope you're right, Prom. I really do. You're in Igal's cab there. Midnight says, Sesko is a scrub compared to Gyokeres. I agree. Never wanted him. Prom says, Arsenal are winning the double, guys. Come on, you Gunners. I'd love to win a double, bro. I'd love to win a double. Premier League and Champions League coming our way. Can you imagine? Gunnar Sheps says, guys, this has been one crazy window. This Berta is a killer. The emotions with the way he handles transfers. We've never done this in my life, and I'm 43 since 1991. Big up to you, bro. JC says, if Liverpool could get Isak, then Gyokeres is third best in striker in the league. What's really changed? Well, first of all,
excuse me.
First of all, I don't think we should be looking at it like that yet, because we've got to actually see Gyokeres in an Arsenal shirt. Hopefully, Gyokeres scores more than Haaland and Isak. That's what the target should be. So let's go with that. Roy Keane, what's he doing in here? He says Madueke, Eze, Zubamendi, Gyokeres. It's the window. Ethan behind Erdegaard. Yeah, I want Ethan to stay, obviously. Max Dowman as well coming through. I know that there's not going to be much game time for him, but he is only 15, we got to remember. Jamie Drummer says, this window confirms that Arteta's got a last chance this season. I think me and Igal would agree with that. Yeah. Omar says, Igal, what happens to Havertz now on 300k a week?
He could be sold next season. I mean, if he doesn't find a role in this team with all the new quality we have around the team, he'll potentially get sold to a German team in the summer next year. If we could sell him now, we maybe would, but I don't think we will sell him. I think we're going to try to find a place for him in the team. And next summer, if it doesn't work out for him this year, we sell him next summer, and we clear up our wage bill.
You think he could, yeah? You think he could go?
Reports came out a couple days ago, after the Martinelli to Saudi Arabia, that German teams are already lining up the potential move for Havertz in a year from now if the situation changes. They're just monitoring it, like to see if Havertz ends up leaving. So maybe you're gonna have maybe you have Dortmund or Bayern or even Leipzig come back for him, or maybe even Leverkusen, his boyhood club.
I think now that Bayer Leverkusen have got that money from Wirtz, I'd be happy if they lumped a load on Havertz. I'd happily sell Havertz for like 40 mil, 35 mil. I wouldn't care. Like, I just want to get him gone out of the wages. So for me, I think if we were to sell him next year, that'd be fine. Now we've got Gyokeres. Havertz isn't going to play as much. He'll still get game time because we'll need a squad, right? But when we play Carabao Cup games and he's playing up top, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's not a problem. But let's see.
And we're signing a player who scored 97 goals in 102 games. Like, that's no joke, man. That's crazy.
It's crazy. This is what I wanted him for, bruv. People are talking about Sesko's 13 goals in the Bundesliga. I'm like, huh? Get this guy, man. I want Gyokeres. And that's looked like who we're going to get, man. Ornstein, hand of Arsenal, Ben Jacobs, Romano's done a here we go video, which to be fair is not really a here we go, but it could be here we go soon. And when he does that and he says it could be here we go, you know that he would never do that if he doesn't think that's happening, man. Over 1,000 likes in here, but there's over 3,000 people. Let's get it up to 2,000 likes. I believe in you people. Absolute legends, every single one of you. We're going to be sending people over to a Gal stream now. We're going to be doing a panel show on Victor Gyokeres breaking news. So we're going to continue this chat on his channel. We're going to direct everyone over there.
The panel show's done. The other guy needs to do a video on his channel too.
Cool. Okay, well, we're going to continue chatting over on a Gal show now then, because this is going to be breaking. It's only just broke now, and there will be more news coming. So make sure you go and follow myself and Igal over on his stream, because we're going to be continuing this conversation on there, because there's a lot more to discuss on this, because, well, this is raw. It's only just literally broke now within the last few minutes. So this is good timing for us to continue this conversation, because me and Igal don't always agree. But one thing we will say is we agree on this one. This one is goosebumps for me. Victor Gyokeres. Big ups to everyone for the super chat. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you scan the QR code and you hit the link in the description, or there's one in the live chat now. Make sure you hit that, please, because Match Bingo, people are winning money on it quite easily. Yeah, we've got the Women's Euros, we've got the Club World Cup, and people are winning. They're messaging me saying this is a really good game, this is fantastic, and I'm winning money as well, Dan. So make sure that you do it, people. I haven't won yet, but hopefully you guys will. Make sure you do it. It's automatic. It gives you a card. All you got to do is download the app using that link, credit £5, and then you can get involved and play, and hopefully you win 150 like some people are doing. ESEK says Marcel Schaefer is the GOAT. Big up to you, bro. I agree with that. So yeah, one of those, man. One of those. Okay, we're gonna go head over to Igal's show now. Big up for the super chats, everyone. Make sure you do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. Don't go anywhere, and I'll see you on Igal's stream in a few minutes' time. We're out of here. Latest, people.